Greetings for the day, dear students. Today I'll take a topic of paper 8th B and the topic is terpenoids. In this lecture, I will cover the general introduction of terpenoids, their occurrence and their isolation. So, we'll take the introduction to terpenoids. Originally, the term terpene was applied to a mixture of isomeric hydrocarbons of molecular formula C10H16 occurring in the turpentine and many other essential oils. The oxygenated derivatives like alcohols, aldehydes, ketones, etc. at that time were called camphors. But as the discovery of the related compounds increased with time, the definition of the term was also modified to cover all the compounds of empirical formula C5H8 under the name terpenoids, that is, terpenes and camphors of the earlier time are thus now called as terpenoids, and actually the term terpene is only limited to a class of terpenoids, that is monoterpenes having molecular formula C5H8 whole twice, while the term camphor is limited to an individual terpenoid. We must be familiar with the word terpene and terpenoid. The term terpene represents only the hydrocarbons, that is C5H8 whole N, while the term terpenoid represents the hydrocarbons as well as their oxygenated derivatives, that is all the compounds having C5 in the carbon atoms in the multiples of 5. So all the terpenes are terpenoids but not vice versa. But even now in most of the books the term terpene is used in general, that is for hydrocarbons as well as for their oxygenated derivatives. So next we come to the occurrence. In our daily practice, we see that fruits, flowers, leaves, stems, barks and roots of nearly all the plants have some pleasant smell. It has been observed that this pleasant smell of the fruits is actually due to the presence of certain steam volatile oils known as essential oils. The essential oils are complex mixtures of hydrocarbons and their oxygenated derivatives, though some such as the oil of bitter almonds and the oil of wintergreen consist mainly of one constituent, that is C6H5CHO, that is benzaldehyde and methyl salicylate respectively. Among the chief constituents of the essential oils are terpenoids having carbon atom up to 15, that is mono and sesquiterpenoids, and their oxygenated derivatives such as alcohols, aldehydes and ketones, as well as some closely related open chain alcohols, aldehydes and ketones. Some of the important essential oils and with their terpenoid constituents we can see in this figure. In the rose flowers, we see that the terpenoids present are geraniol, citronellol and fernisol. Similarly, in lemon, the terpenoid present is limonene and citral, and in cloves, we see that the terpenoid is eugenol. Now we see the physical properties of terpenoids. Terpenoids are colorless liquids. They are soluble in organic solvents but they are insoluble in water. Most of the terpenoids are optically active. They are volatile in nature and their boiling points range between 150 to 180 degrees centigrade. Now next is the chemical properties. They are unsaturated compounds. They undergo addition reactions with hydrogen, halogens and halogen acids to form addition products like NOCl, NOBr and hydrates. They also undergo polymerization and dehydrogenation in the ring. On thermal decomposition, terpenoids give isoprene as one of the products. Now we come to the isolation of terpenoids. The isolation it is done in two steps. First, we isolate the essential oil from the plant parts, and in the second step we separate the terpenoid from the essential oil. So for first we will take the isolation of essential oils from plant parts. There are 4 methods: steam distillation, solvent extraction, maceration, and adsorption in purified fats or effluorage. And in the second step, that is separation of the terpenoid from essential oils, there are 2 methods. First is chemical methods and the other is physical methods. So first we will take the isolation of essential oils from plant parts. The first method is the steam distillation. Here it is shown in this diagram the complete procedure of the steam distillation. Here we can see that there is a chamber in which we will take the plant material and we supply steam to it, and the vaporized water and the essential oil are passed through a condenser, where from one side the cold water is passed and there is another outlet for take out the hot water. Now this water and the essential oil which has passed through the condenser now reaches in another chamber, that is the separator, where the floral water is settled down and the terpenoid is, or the essential oils is collected from an outlet. Now we come to the next method, that is solvent extraction. Solvents like hexane and ethanol are used to isolate essential oils from plant parts. It is used for the plant parts that have low amount of essential oil. Plant material are treated with the solvent. It produces a waxy aromatic compound called concrete. Then it is mixed with alcohol. The oil particles are released. Then it passes through a condenser. Then it separates out. The oil is used in perfume and industry and in aromatherapy purposes. Here this is shown in the diagram. Here in a chamber we take the plant material and we make the entry of the solvent in this chamber, and the wax like material called concrete is collected and it passes through the vacuum distillation chamber and then through condenser, and then it is collected in the absolute form. Now third method is maceration. It has the advantage over other methods, that is the more plants essence is captured. In this method we can collect more essential oil from the plant. In this method the plant material is converted into moderately coarse powder and the plant material is placed in a closed vessel. To this the solvent is added. The mixture is allowed to stand for 1 week. Then the liquid is strained. The solid residue is passed to recover any remaining liquid, and strained and expressed liquids are mixed. Here the diagram for this is shown, that is this diagram shows the process of maceration. Now we come to enfleurage, the fourth method. The fat is warmed to 50 degrees centigrade on glass plates. Then the fat is covered with the flower petals and it is kept for several days until it's saturated with the essential oils. Then the old petals are replaced by fresh petals, and this process is repeated several times. After removing the petals, the fat is treated with ethanol. When all the oils present in the fat are dissolved in ethanol, the alcoholic distillate is then fractionally distilled under reduced pressure to remove the solvent. Recently, fat is replaced by the coconut charcoal due to greater stability and higher absorptive capacity of the coconut charcoal than fat. Here the rose petals enfleurage is shown in this diagram, that is the rose petals are spread over fat and then the process is done. Now The second step is separation of terpenoids from essential oils. There are, first we will take the chemical methods. Essential oils containing terpenoid hydrocarbon are mixed with nitrosyl chloride in chloroform. Crystalline adduct of hydrocarbons are added, and the essential oil containing alcohol undergoes the process, and the terpenoids containing aldehyde and ketones are treated with sodium bisulfite, phenylhydrazine or semicarbazone. After separation, it is decomposed to get the terpenoid. Now we come to the physical methods. Physical methods we won't take in detail here. There are two physical methods. First is chromatography and the second is fractional distillation. The experimental procedures we have already read in the other methods for the chromatography section and the distillation section. So here there is no need to take it in detail. So that's all for today's lecture, and this is all about the general introduction of terpenoids, their occurrence and their isolation. Thank you. Have a nice day.